Hey guys, Miranda here, and I am back for part two of this Q&A. The first video was getting already super long, and it wasn't going to be able to all fit into one video. So let's go ahead and continue with the rest of the questions. So, if you could spend the day doing anything you wanted, what would it be? Honestly, I'm a girl. I like shopping, and whether it be grocery shopping, whether I go to Ross, Dollar Tree, Target, like I could spend the whole day shopping. Like I love like going to the mall and just spending the day there. Um and just looking around at all the stores. I mean that it's fun even if you don't buy something from the store. It's still fun to just look around and see what you can find. Sometimes you might find something, you might find one thing, you might find a bunch of things, you might not find anything. But I think shopping's fun. It's kind of like, a little stress relief, gives you a chance to just get away from your daily life, gives you some me time. So shopping is something that I definitely love to do, and if I could spend a day shopping, I would. Who's your idol and why? So my idol, I would have to say, is my dad. My dad is my idol. He's my hero. Um, when I was so I want to say 4, 5, more like when I was 5. My parents, they got a divorce. And so, they each went their separate ways and stuff. They each met somebody new, whatever. And for like so I was living with my mom. I got to go with my dad on the weekends. And just my living situation, my life with my mom, just really, it was not the best. It was just a bad situation. And so it was to the point that one day both of my parents got to my school, and like I wanted so badly to live with my dad. I wanted him to just take me away that day. And so they both got to my school, and literally like each one of them was just pulling my arm. And that day I remember because like the principal had to get involved and the cops came and stuff like that. Like, oh, you have to go with your mom. So my dad fought for custody of me, and thankfully he won. And so when I was 10, he just was like my hero. He, was able to get me out of the situation that I was in. Like I'm not gonna go into details, just in respect to my mom and to my sister. Um, so I don't know, he was like my hero that day, and he has always been my dad. He's always been my idol. I really look up to him. He's just an amazing guy. He's been a really great dad, and I'm just so thankful to have my dad. And he's always been so supportive. He's always been the one to know, like, when I would need to talk to him, he'd know if I needed him to be there as my father or if I needed him to be there as my friend, then, he knew. And I admire my dad so much. He's just really amazing. He's funny, he's loving, he's just so supportive, and he's always been there for me no matter what. Like even to this day, he's always been there for me. And so I look up to him, just, for like the big kind heart that he has. He's amazing, you guys. And one of these days I'll have to get him like in a video or something. I'm sure he'd love it. He actually doesn't know I do YouTube, so just because I know he'll start asking a bunch of questions because he's like that. But one of these days I'll have to let him in on a video or something, just so you guys can see how great of a guy he is. Where did you and Howie meet? So, if you guys didn't already watch my story time video, I'll actually link it in the description box below. But I did a whole video on how me and my husband met. So we met online on this one little like dating website. That's how we met. I'm not gonna go into detail here on the video because literally there's a video that I did like all on that, how we met, our first date, we got married, all that good stuff is in the video. So again, I will link that below. But we did meet online, kind of typical nowadays. Top 5 Dollar Tree favorites. I'm gonna start over with this again. No, so I did do the Dollar Tree tag, which says like my, if I had like $10, what would I buy? So it's kind of technically my 10 favorites. One of them would be the candles, especially the mason jar ones by Old Williamsburg. Those smell amazing, you guys. Even the cupcake candles, I believe those are by Old Williamsburg. Those, even though they don't like, might not smell very like strong, they actually do have a really nice throw. So definitely the candles there. And then I would have to say like cleaning supplies, because there's no way I'm spending no like $3, $4, $5 on a thing of like Windex or whatever, or you know, other kinds of cleaning supplies. So definitely those. That's a good thing to stock up on there. I would say like party supplies, definitely. I know whenever I do my kids' parties or any kind of party, I always buy party supplies there, be it napkins, paper plates, the silverware, you know, table liners, all that good stuff by there, napkins, paper towels, toilet paper, all that stuff. So your paper products, I guess, too. So that would be like 4. Um, let's see. And the 5th item, I would definitely say is snacks. Just because they really do have some like good snacks that they have there that are worth the money, that are sometimes cheaper to buy there than they are to buy at like your local grocery store. So definitely those 5 items. What is one thing you want your kids to take from you? That's a tough one for me anyways. I guess so. Growing up, I guess what I kind of took from my dad is kind of what I want my kids to take from me. So growing up, one of my dad's like mottos in life was practice, practice, practice makes perfect. And in other words, meaning, you know, like, you know, things, they take practice, they take patience, they take persistence, you know, to get where you want to go. Whether it be getting good grades in school, whether it be, you know, landing the job that you want, reaching your goals, getting to where you want to be in life, you know, everything just takes practice. And, you know, it's going to take a lot of practice for it to reach, you know, the perfection that you want, to be where you want to be. And that's something that my dad always taught me, and throughout school and everything, that was just something he always reminded me. He's like, Mamito, practice, practice, practice makes perfect. So, I mean, I guess that's one thing I would like for them to, you know, take from me so that they can, you know, reach their goals, reach their dreams, do what they want to do in life. And then another thing that he even, you know, to this day still reminds me of, like, you know, be thankful for what you have. Growing up, you know, my dad never usually had like the nicest of cars, I would say. He was always, you know, never took one out like at the dealership or anything like that. He always bought, you know, cash for, you know, a car, and but it wasn't always the nicest car. So, you know, sometimes me and like my brother, we'd kind of be embarrassed, like we didn't want him to like take us to school or whatever because we'd be too embarrassed to be seen in his ugly car and that kind of stuff. And I didn't understand it then, but then, you know, as I got older, I understood it more, you know. And like even to this day, my dad still reminds me, you know, be thankful, you know, because there's other people that are in worse situations than you are. Be thankful that you have a car. It doesn't matter if it looks like a shoe, if it's, you know, all beat up and whatnot, but be thankful you have a car to get you from point A to point B, because not everybody can afford to have a car, you know, or There's people on the bus, that kind of stuff. Be thankful that you have a roof over your head, because whether you have freaking, even if you have roaches, if you have mice, whatever the case may be, at least you have a roof over your head. You know, Lots of people can't say the same. Or be thankful that you have food on your table, because there's some people that go a day without eating. That kind of thing, just be thankful for what you have. It doesn't matter, you don't need all the luxuries in life to have a good life, you know? So I definitely want my kids to also take that from him, just be thankful for what they have. Like my kids, they may not understand right now, like everything that we're going through, like financially, but you know what? Hey, at least we have a car that we can get around in. At least, we have a roof over our head, even if we are like living paycheck to paycheck. But, and at least we have food on our table. It's like I tell my kids, this is what, I mean, though they're young, I still remind them, like, hey, there's people out there. If you don't finish your food, there's people out there who don't have food. You guys need to, eat your food and not let it go to waste, because there's people that, have it worse than we do. So, just be thankful. So since those are things that my dad taught me throughout the years, I definitely want my kids to understand that too. And, take those, what I took from my dad, have them take that from me as well. Um, my favorite food, hands down, shrimp, you guys. I don't care whether it's al mojo, a la diabla, coconut, crusted, breaded, whatever the heck. I don't care. I love me some shrimp, you guys. In ceviche, in soup, in whatever. I love shrimp. Like, I love seafood in general, except for like oysters. I don't do oysters, but shrimp, yes, please. Um, Next question is, what makes you happy? Just seeing my kids grow. Um, I watch my kids grow every day, and I love to just sometimes sit there, watch them play, laugh at the things that they say, or the way that like they play with each other and stuff like that. Especially like my youngest, she's like has a super imagination, you guys. She really does. And it just makes me so happy to be able to spend my days with my kids and, watch them grow, watch them play, be able to do things with them. Um, hear them laugh, see their smiles on their face, watch them dance and sing and all that kind of stuff. Like it fills my heart with so much joy. Like it's just one of the amazing things of motherhood, you guys. And they really do. They, even though they can be little brats sometimes, and they can be so stubborn and not always get along together or play nice, but they're my kids, and they really do just make me so happy, make my life feel so complete, make my life feel with like so much joy, make my heart happy, make my days feel, good. And, if I'm in a bad mood, just their smile or hearing them laugh, do something funny, it just is so beautiful, you guys. Do you believe in ghosts? So actually, this one's a two-part question. The first part is, do you believe in ghosts? I'm not really sure if I do. Um, that's kind of hard, because then like the second part of the question is if I've if there's any paranormal experience I'd like to share. Like, I don't really think I've ever seen a ghost. I'm not quite sure. I'm not sure whether I actually do believe in them. I mean, I used to watch this show in Spanish called Historias de Ultratumba, and it was actually a pretty scary show, you guys. Um, but I'm not really sure. I've never come close to any like paranormal experience, But definitely like in the shows that I've watched, like, could it be real? Is it fake? I don't know. Um, but I'm not gonna say yes and I'm not gonna say no. I do remember like the one time, like I was coming, so I used to go to this group thing at church at nighttime. It was like from 7 to 9 o'clock. And I remember I was walking back home. Well, actually, riding my bike back home. No, I was walking. I was walking. Me and my brother were walking back home. We were like on one of these like back streets or whatever. So we weren't like close to the road or anything like that. And there's like other streets, smaller streets, like, along the way. But there wasn't like a street close by. And I kid you not, there was like some dude like walking behind us. And no joke, he was wearing like the mask like from Scream. And we're talking, this is like in like April, you guys. So he's like a dude. He's in all black and he's wearing like the Scream mask. And he just kind of like out of nowhere appeared. And he was like walking behind us. And then we like just kind of like kept looking back. Me and my brother kind of like trying to walk faster. And then it's like we turn back around and he's gone. There wasn't like a street anywhere like close by. Like the next street was like still like a few blocks like up the road. We like turned around and he wasn't there anymore. It was like super weird. It was kind of creepy. I have no idea what the heck this person was doing in a Scream mask in the middle of April. I don't know. But that's the only like creepy, like kind of paranormal-ish thing that I've ever had happen, I guess. I don't know. But other than that, I have not really experienced anything that's super like frightening. So that's kind of hard to say. Unless I actually experienced something paranormal, then I'd say I would believe in ghosts. But at this point, I don't really know. So the final question is, what is the best or worst practical joke you ever played on someone or that was played on you? I've never been a prankster, you guys. Like, I mean, I haven't done more than the usual pull the chair out from underneath somebody, that kind of thing. Like, I've had some, like, pranks in mind that I want to do, especially in high school. Like, me and my friends, because every year they usually do, like, the senior prank or whatever. And so me and my friend, we had thought about a couple of pranks that we wanted to do. One I'd seen in a movie that was, like, filling all the toilets with flour and causing them to, like, clog and overflow and smell terrible and whatnot. But, of course, that never played out. And then another one was to actually buy a bunch of crickets and release them all throughout the school and make everybody so annoyed. But that didn't play out either. I'm not a prankster, you guys. I think it would be so much fun to have been a prankster. But, and like, as for people playing jokes on me, okay. So this one time at band camp, no, this one time, my brother and his friend, they played a joke on me. So I've always loved like tuna fish, right? And so I would even just eat, as a kid, I would eat tuna fish just like by the spoonful. Obviously, with like mayonnaise or whatever. So one day they made me some tuna fish, my brother and his friend. And it tasted a little weird to me. It did. I'm like, I don't know. And I was eating it. And these dudes, they, instead of putting mayonnaise in my tuna fish, they put glue in my tuna fish. So I was eating tuna fish and glue. Okay? That's why it tasted so weird. I mean, I wasn't like really mad or anything. I was just like, eh. But that is probably, I don't think I've ever really had too many like jokes played on me. I mean, at least not that I know of. I've had like my like chair pulled out from under me. There's that tuna prank. And then I guess, so I have a story that I want to say for like its own story time. Now, in Mexico, they don't celebrate April Fools, but this one time that I was in Mexico, and I remember this day, it was April Fools. It was April 1st. And so I mean, I'm gonna save it for like another time, like to go in depth. But I was riding a bike, and my cousin didn't tell me his bike didn't have um any brakes on it, so I crashed, you guys. I crashed into a tree, and like I said, I'm just gonna save it for, this is like its own story by itself, you guys, that I'm gonna save for like my next story time. But yeah, so even though they don't do April Fools, it was April 1st, and it felt like a freaking prank to me or whatever, because the freaking bike did not have no brakes on it. There I am pedaling away down a hill, and I crashed into a tree. So, I mean, that was a bloody mess. Let's just put it that way. So yeah. So that is all the questions that I have, you guys, that you guys left for me. If you guys do have any more questions that you think of, feel free to, comment below. Let me know, what else you want to know about me. And I will be more than glad to do like another Q&A and answer more questions for you guys. Whatever you guys feel like asking, so long as it's appropriate, obviously. So yeah. So make sure, if you want to know more in depth how me and my husband met, make sure you check out the link below to that video. And then also I will link part 1 to this Q&A for you guys in here too. So you guys make sure you watch both part 1 and part 2. Thanks so much for watching, you guys, and thank you guys for all the questions. Like I love it, you guys, that you guys left me so many questions. These are a little bit like harder than last time. Like last time it was like your typical what's your favorite color, favorite animal. This one is a bit more, you guys. So yeah, so thanks again, you guys. Bye.